Hi everyone, I welcome you to this series of episodes called Happy Parenting and Teaching. In the last episode, we were trying to distinguish between the brain function and the mind function. All of us know where our brain is. If I ask you, touch and show me where your brain is, all of us will touch this place and say, this is the brain. But if I ask you, where is your mind? Someone will touch here, someone will touch here, someone will say, my mind is not here. So the mind has to connect, right? Now let me explain this, these two concepts, because a clarity on these two concepts is very critical to understand the concept of NLP. If we look at the brain function, the brain controls the 5 senses through the central nervous system. Now I'm able to see you, there is a retina, and what I see is registering here. I'm hearing what you are talking because there is an eardrum. Now then similarly we have the touch feelings, we have the sense feeling of taste and smell. If the 5 senses are to be engaged, then the brain should be active. When we sleep, the brain is sleeping, and so we don't hear, we don't see, we don't engage the brain in any meaningful activity. Right? Now when we wake up, when we look around, it is learning takes place through 2 media. The visual pathways through the eyes and the auditory pathways through the ears. So if the brain is going to be responsible for teaching and learning, then there is no difference. There can be no difference, because the 30 students look at the same board and they listen to the same words spoken by the teacher. Now let us say that if seeing is going to make a big difference, this is a video camera. Now if I register any visual in this, right, then it should become more intelligent, because it is also looking at the world as any one of us are looking at. Or today we talk about a tape recorder, we talk about a voice recorder. We can record the voice. Now let's say that my voice recorder is recording about 100 words of a wise man's speech. Does it mean that my tape recorder will become wiser? So the visual and the auditory pathways, they alone do not decide the learning quality from out of the teaching. So we have to have the concept is mind. The tape recorder or the video camera, they do not have the interface called mind. So let me go back to what I started. Neuro has to do with this. L, so this is neuro, this is linguistic. Linguistic has to do with the use of language. It is said only 92% of, I'll put it this way, only 8%, I'll put it this way, 8% of what we say is through words. 92% has to do with non-verbal. The way I communicate, my voice quality, my inflection, my diction, the meaning that I'm trying to convey to your mind decides 92% of the communication quality. So we talk about neuro-linguistic. The words that are used, the body language, the rapport that a teacher has got with the students, it has to do a lot with the mind. The question is, are we connecting with the children? Connecting in terms of emotions, in terms of feelings, in terms of attitude, are we connecting? So neuro-linguistic. The third one is called programming. I have already explained to you that a computer works because of a program. It is programmed in a particular way. Let's say that you and I buy the same computer, same model computer. Same configuration, same RAM and same memory capacity and whatever, right? Does it mean that both the computers will work identically? No. It depends upon the type of program that you are loading and the type of program I have in my computer. Let's say that I send an email to you in English. If both of us have Microsoft, we'll be able to get the words, sentence delivered to the other end. Supposing I have a font of a language which you do not have it, and if I send this by an email, you won't be able to open the file. So the computer has to be programmed. So these two Americans, amazing two Americans, Richard Bandler and John Grinder, came with this idea that human mind has to be programmed. Neuro-linguistic programming. That means if you want an outcome, you have to mind the process which you are following. If the process is not followed, then the outcome will not take place. In NLP, we talk about a fixed outcome. I mark it by a thick thing. It conveys that this is frozen, this is fixed, this cannot be changed. Right? Then what is changeable is the process can be changed. So that's the reason I said we had to really look at how we have been teaching and how we have to teach. Now, supposing if there is a broad road where there is hardly any traffic and you are traveling in a car, then it's very easy. It's not very challenging. But if the road is going to be congested, if the road is going to be with hundreds and thousands of vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists going this way and that way, you have to be extremely careful in the way you drive. That is the situation today. The mind of a student today is cluttered. The mind of a student today is being drawn in various directions. Today he has many options. Today he has got many priorities in his mind. You have to get his mind concentrated, for which you have to understand what is called a neuro-linguistic programming. In the episodes to follow, we're going to understand how NLP is relevant in the field of education. Now, NLP can be used in various ways. For example, in therapy, we can use it. Right? Supposing somebody is having a phobic to height, somebody is having phobic to milk, somebody is having a phobia of darkness, right? NLP can be used to program the mind. If somebody is having a fear of, let's say, dogs, for example, NLP can be used. NLP can be used for in the sports field, but to give you that extra energy that you need, to give you that extra power that you need. In managing change, you can use NLP to change the attitude of people. In a classroom situation, you can use NLP to improve the quality of learning, even though the teaching is identical. How we are going to do it, wait and watch in the episodes to follow. My request to you is, my email ID is given as ncs_sridharan@yahoo.com. I repeat, ncs_sridharan@yahoo.com. As you are watching these episodes, if you get any queries, any clarification you need, please send a mail. I can catch up with you. I can explain to you how NLP can be used in a specific situations. See you in the next episode.